Peachy, and I am back with another tool download. Woo! Incredible gift for creating your life. This afternoon, I'd like to share with you all some tools regarding your shadow work and the work that you've been doing over these last couple of days. I'm gonna wait for those of you who are just now getting the notification to jump on. What's up? What's up? Hashtag rep your set, HOC, shadow work, and occult college. What's going on? Peace, Denise. Peace, Master Key Visions. How y'all doing? Oh, thank you all. I got some new specs. Just got them fresh out the eye doctor today. What up, Jigaza in the building? I'm switching over on the other screen so that I can communicate with you all. All right. Make sure you have your notebooks ready for this. These are going to be some really helpful tips that I want to share with you. So please take the time to take notes. All right, because there may be some things you need to investigate, or this may be relevant immediately. You know exactly what I'm talking about. All right. I have not worn my glasses in a long time because I could not find them. So I got to get used to all this like reflection and all of that in the screen. What's up? Let me give y'all a shout in the chat. What up, family? Can y'all hear me loud and clear? All right. So this morning, I was I was on my morning drive, and I recall watching this. Who remembers Ice Age, the movie, the animation? If you watched it, then this will make lots of sense to you. If you have children, you know, and you haven't watched it yet, it will give you an opportunity to watch a movie that is cool for a lot of reasons, especially one of the points that I'm going to make this afternoon. All right. If you hear some background noise, that's just my princess. She's running up on me. But you already know, Baby Faye. So the first thing I wanted to bring up regarding that movie and why I even titled this Sex, Money, and Addictions is because a lot of the things that we experience that we're tied to, or we're trying to understand and we're trying to bring into a higher vibration of that expression, okay, exist in that realm. Sex, of course, it's not just about the connection with other people, but it's about the exchange between energy, the exchange of currency, the exchange that's supposed to bring forth something, right? So I put that there. Money also being a representative of that energy, and the addictions, things that we do repetitively, subconsciously. Um, we may not consider it an addiction because we have not identified it as something that is terrible for us, or something that is external. Like most times, the addiction that we think of are something outside of us that we're addicted to. We don't often think about habits that we continuously do, like thinking a certain kind of way, um, looking at people and situations in a certain kind of way. The way we get out of our beds in the morning, we don't look at those habits as addictions, but the things that we continuously do without intentional purpose are addictions. Something in us, which is a fact, that our cells are programmed daily by the things we do continuously. And so our cells will open up and have our body respond in certain ways in a pattern without purpose, only because you've continuously been living in a certain manner will have you operating this way. And that is living without purpose, without intention, and living through your addictions. Does that make sense? Press one in the chat if that makes sense. And I miss my fairy emojis, so please bless us with some fairy emojis if you got that. What's going on? Hi, honey. Okay. So, the first thing I wanted to bring to your attention, if you've watched the movie Ice Age, is the point in which we come across the female mammoth who, despite her differences, despite how huge she is in size, because she was raised by possums, a possum family, in a possum environment, she believed that she was a possum, even when she came in contact with another mammoth that was meant for her, looked like her, could do things that she could do but did not realize yet, only because she was attached to the environment that molded her. Understand, you yourself can be born truly identified as a huge entity, a huge being with great strength, great power, great agility, intelligence. But if you grew up in an environment where the things around you were representative of something small in nature, it would take you being around other beings that match your true nature for you to realize through their love, through their trying to show you, you are bigger than what you believe. For you to be able to shed the incorrect information of you being the possum. You understand? The movie is really deep in the sense that we can go in different directions. We can look at the relationship of the love of the male mammoth who was excited to meet this other female mammoth because for so long he's been this huge entity himself, but he knew himself. He knew himself. He was aware of himself. He was aware of what was painful to him, which was part of feeling like I'm alone on this planet. I have not come across anyone else like me, but I feel something inside me saying that there's another counterpart for me. And when I meet this counterpart, then I know that there's going to be longevity for me and my kind. But I need to continue to listen to this and not be defeated by the ideas that, it's not going to happen. When he meets this female mammoth, he's like, oh, wow, like I knew this feeling inside, that there was a truth to it. And although I'm nervous because I've never come across an energy that could match mine, I want to be present enough to understand now, how do I engage? All right. And I want to go into that a little more in a separate video where we look at those dynamics, because that section we can move into the dynamics of the Shiva Shakti, the masculine, feminine, the journey to connectedness and building. But I want to focus, and I am focusing on the aspects that are not male nor female, but identity of who you are in relationship to your environment and what grew you, what reared you. And being able to come to this moment of realization that although, like that mammoth in her size, she learned many things from the possums. She learned how to have brotherly, sisterly love. She learned how to survive. She learned how to find food. She learned how to find places to hide. She learned how to have acceptance regardless of the external differences. She learned how to trust a group of people that were different from her. Okay. But once she learned those things and she learned how to have fun, she learned how to just go with these different, like these places where she could go regardless of their differences again. Right. But when it came time for um, all of the animals to find their counterparts so that the whole story about the ark and the great flood, so that she could be ready for the next phase in plentitude, she would have to recognize what she's going to be giving birth to. She was not going to meet up with another possum and make more possums. She was going to have to find, either within herself or through her mate, her proper mate, the vastness of that vision. And when we talk about this science of activating the Shiva Shakti, this masculine feminine energy within ourselves first, okay, through shadow work, being able to see, illuminate what's inside and see clearly. It's not just a matter of this person outside of her, but recognizing in a new environment with new representations of what is like a foreshadowing of what is to come, that she would have to see who she truly is. And for those of you who are listening, when I say she, I'm still relating this to persons, just people, recognizing the magnitude of who you are and allowing the appearances of those reflections that will be different from what you believed. Okay? I'll give you some examples of your environments. Some people have been raised in environments where they have been groomed to be in battle on a consistent basis, whether it's to protect the assets, the land, the food, whatever, like the code of the family or the gang, the army, the country. They've been raised in a warriorship. And there comes a time where there isn't a war, but they don't understand that opening. If everything is calm and everything is sweeter, where do I fit in? But the implications of being in an environment that now are different, but it's not there to create hurt or pain, is for you to look inside and see if there are other forces driving you to see those things as an antagonist in a negative way, or antagonist for you to grow and realize that you are not just merely the parts that groomed you. And even more, I would say an even more clearer example of this is perhaps growing up in a household or an environment where you've watched people who you look up to compromise certain aspects of their dreams and inspire their aspirations for the sometimes for just to make like don't want to rock the ship, don't want to rock the boat, okay? But we're coming into a space where you're rocking the boat while one area, one grouping, one environment will say they don't want you, they don't want that. No, I can't, I don't want to take you rocking the boat. That's your invitation into another realm where they welcome it because the way you're moving, it won't rock their boat because they're on a bigger ship. They're going a further distance. You don't take the canoe across the Atlantic Ocean. The canoe can take you on the river, on the lake. And so your movement in the canoe, that can really get people a little out of pocket. Like, whoa, like you need to chill. We're gonna throw your ass over, right? But then comes along a cruise ship, and they're like, you could dance on this cruise ship. You can do flips. You could do fireworks if you want to. So we welcome all of that you're trying to express over there on our ship because it's huger, it's bigger, and it has space for that, and we want to collaborate. Like this is an example, okay? The final thing is, if I were to give you a sandwich. Now, some of you are familiar with Humble Beginnings, and even so, there are, you know, I've had the bread with the little mold spot, and I just pull off the little mold spot, and like it's all good. Put it in the toaster and make the sandwich, okay? But if I were to give you that same sandwich, and you knew that there were either moldy parts, or if you eat meat and some parts of that meat may not be all the way cooked, okay? When you go to eat it, it wouldn't matter how good it smells. It wouldn't matter how beautiful it probably looks on the outside. When you go to eat it, you're not going to have the same ease and enjoyment and fulfillment of that food, because you know that by ingesting it, that other parts of you are going to have to fight against whatever is inside of that food for you to get whatever you can out of it and not be damaged by the other parts of it that's inside. The reason why I'm bringing this example to you is because part of your shadow work is to recognize for yourself which parts of you, when you bring yourself to a situation, can you be honest about parts of you that may actually cause another person to receive some of your sickness? And sickness can mean that you have certain low vibrational thoughts. You're still dealing with envy. You're still looking at people with jealousy. You're still looking at situations with insecurity. You're still looking at things from a limited imagination. And while your intentions are great, and while you're like, I'm excited in this moment, can you recognize that there are things inside of you that when you get into the situation, they might hook and bait and try to sabotage what is going on? And when you're able to see those things, you should be able to allow yourself to take a step back and refine those parts so that you can authentically go in and connect in such a way that those things that may not be obviously hurting you don't jump out and hurt the people around you or hurt you as well, interim hurting other people. And that is why we do shadow work. It's not so that we can spend time just beating ourselves up about, not being big enough, not thinking big enough. You're insecure. I'm scared and guilt. No, it's to see those things and to see, okay, what do I want to entertain now? If I'm going to have addictions, I want my addictions to be of my good habits. If I'm going to have money in my life, I want that money to also come with a sense of freedom and not feeling like I'm a prisoner of that dollar. If I'm going to have sex or share my energy with someone or something like a project, I want to know that the space that is going to create is big enough for what it is that I truly see is available to me. Because if I can imagine it, it's not a dream, it's not an illusion that can't be manifested into reality. And I said that clearly, that it's not a dream or an illusion that can't be manifested into reality, because all of this here is an illusion. What you're focusing on is bringing into reality what you experience based on what you desire to experience. What pictures do you want to leave behind when it's all said and done? I hope you all got this message. So that's all I have for you today. I've got to run. I would love to see more of you sharing what this shadow work is, these tools that have been provided for you through the explanation of how do you apply what you've learned through your meditations, through your altar work. It needs to be purposeful, and it needs to be applied to this reality of who you are, and not just a matter of astral excitement of, oh, I saw Kali Ma and I am breathing breaths of fire. Whatever the hell it is, I want you to be able to document that, your growth, and what is scaring the shit out of you about life and how it's changing. Ashe, I'm out. I love y'all. The chat doesn't always show up. So if you have commentary, if you have questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Please like this video. Please share this video on all of your platforms. And I will see you soon. Peace, love, and bliss.